Hello everyone, it's Tuesday afternoon and here we go with another Technique Tuesday. I'm going off script a little bit today and we're going to do something slightly different. Not so much a technique, but showing you how to do something so it still meets the brief. And I'm going to get started really quickly today. I thought that would be best. It's actually coming over it's meant to be hot here today, but it's very overcast and humid and I feel like maybe there's a storm coming. Anybody else get that feeling? Donna, you said you just got home from Christmas morning. What is that little thumbs up I just got there? That's nice. Thank you, whoever that was. You got home from a Christmas morning. How lovely. Yeah, just you came in right at the right time. Hey, Subu. Oh, no, Subu said she might be asleep because it's 3 in the morning where she is. She's in the UK. Hey, Nicole in Perth. How are you? We have Deborah. Hey, Deb. Marsha. Jolene, we have lots of people here. Great, fantastic. So let's get going. I'm going to switch over to the desk view and we'll go from there. Okay, so I'm just doing something very simple today. I was thinking what is going to be useful to people at this stage of, it's only a few days away from Christmas and we don't want to be doing anything that's too complicated or too taxing because everyone's got enough on their plates as it is. So I was thinking, there are some cute little 3D ornaments that we can make. Some of you may have seen this before, but some of you maybe haven't. And I'm going to start with a couple of simple shapes, but this is something you could do with kids or grandkids now that the kids are broken up from school and hanging around the house looking for something to do. This is something maybe that you could do with them. So, and it's kind of fun to do yourself as well. Hello, Sherry. How are you going? Katrina, hi. Marilyn, hello. We have Narelle. Oh, Siva, you are still here. And Joan is here from Queensland as well. So there we go. All right, so let's get going. When I was going through what to use, I wanted to use something that was retiring. And on page 37 of this catalogue, we have this gorgeous Winter Meadow set. Now, the paper is not being retired, okay? It's not retiring. It's going to continue on as a carry-on or carry-over item, so we don't have to worry about that. But this gorgeous snowflake magic paper, it is still available here in Australia and it is retiring. It is going out. So I wanted to use it because it's kind of like a last hurrah. I love this paper. And some people I know feel that snowflakes are not for Australian Christmases, seeing as it's very hot and summery here at this time of the year. But there is actually 3 sheets of paper in this. This one, which is probably in my mind the most snowflakey one, but I've actually used this for some really pretty things. And then we have this one that has snowflakes on it. This is the one I'm going to use a little bit later today. And you can see the snowflakes are kind of all shiny. Isn't it paper beautiful? I love this paper. And then the last one really hasn't got anything to do with snowflakes. It could be anything. It's silver foil on white. Very, very versatile. I've used this a lot. Okay, so Nicole is asking us all a question. A moment where Nicole says, what do you get if you cross a cat with a full crocodile case? I saw back from having to pick up 1,000 eyelets off the floor, darn cat. Yes. Is this from personal experience, Nicole? That sounds absolutely right. Certainly is right around here. Currently, I look to my left and my embossing additions kit is on the floor, and it wasn't on the floor earlier, and I'm pretty sure I know why it's on the floor now. So I didn't put it there, and I think somebody maybe has knocked it down. So, yep. That's just life around here with cats, just the way it goes. All right, so I'm going to be using this beautiful paper. It's $17.50 to buy here in Australia, and you get 2 sheets. There's 6 sheets altogether, 2 sheets of each design. Okay, absolutely beautiful, but it is finishing up. So if you love it, grab it while you can. All right. So what I thought I would do, let me show you one of the ornaments. These are super simple, and if you have seen these before, I'm going to do a couple of different types because you don't have to do it with circles. You can do it with any type of shape, so long as the shape is symmetrical. You can do this. Hello, Donna from Washington. How are you? Oh, no, Nicole, that's not good. 5 minutes ago, that's going to keep you busy for a while. Subu said use a magnet. That is a great idea. Can you do that? Super good idea. If you have the magnets from the old Stamparatas, they would be perfect probably to pick those up. I'm assuming they are metal. So, all right. So you can see I've got my little ornament here. These would be great on a Christmas tree, especially, you know, like a little Christmas tree in the middle of the table or something like that. And we can use them for a couple of different things. So you can make them into ornaments like this, or if you use less pieces, you can also use them on a card. And like, if I was to, let me put it down so it's no. Try again. You can actually have them also like so. They, you know, that could go flat onto a card if you were trying to get a 3D shape on a card. So you can have them sitting flat, or you can have it full like an ornament. All right, so let's do these. Some of you may have seen it before. I'm sorry if this is old stuff, but hey, you get to chat to us, so that's not so bad. You've seen some with a square inscribed in the circle and the edges between glued together to make a box? Yes. There's so many things you can do with these. Ah, what is that white mat? Yes, the white mat here. This is a new thing that Stampin' Up is doing. So this is my glass mat. Demonstrators are able to order the glass mat at the beginning of our pre-order period this month in December. Although they are now sold out for demonstrators, they will be available again as a joining special in January. So in January, if you join Stampin' Up for celebration, you have two options. You can spend the normal $169. You will get $235 worth of products of your choice. And in addition, you can get either the glass mat plus the little silicone pad, and there's a cleaning cloth as well, which is not here right at the moment, but those three items. Or if you don't want the glass mat, if you don't need one, or you don't like glass mats, you could instead choose $51 extra product value in your kit. Okay, so it's a really, really good time to join if you've ever thought about joining, because that starts on the 4th of January, goes to the end of February, and this glass mat is one of the bonuses that you can choose. So there you go. Hey Trudy. Hi Patricia. Just need to find your Stamparatas. Yeah, the magnets in the Stamparatas are super strong. So if any magnets are going to be able to do that job, it will be those ones. So there you go. I very much miss the Stamparatas. I still have it myself, of course, but I really miss it as a product to sell, because it was so popular and people loved it so much. So I'm very sad that it's gone. All right, so if I hope that answered the questions about what's going on here. So this one I made, this little ornament I made with the 2-inch punch. Now you can use any punch or circle die. Okay, it doesn't have to be a punch. You can use a circle die, so such as the stylish shaped circles you could use. And of course, the bigger the circle, the bigger the ornament. So can you buy it alone? No. It was available for demonstrators at the beginning of December, but has now reached capacity, so there's no more. They're saving them now for the joining special. However, if they don't use them all up during the joining special, if there are any over at the end of the period, they may offer them as a release later down the track. But that will depend on how many are left over after the joining special has ended. So no, not available to buy alone at the current time, but possibly, not guaranteed, but possibly in the future. I hope that makes sense. Oh, that's a great idea. I didn't think of that, Katrina. Katrina said something fantastic, and I'm going to highlight your comment, Katrina, and put it on my screen. Katrina said she was watching a UK demonstrator and he inked up the ink pad section, this section here, and then put cardstock onto it, and it made an interesting background piece look like a fishnet, like fishnet stockings. It would. Didn't think of that. What a cool idea that is. Didn't think of that. I love that we have so many clever people in this world that can show us lots of other things. All right, so the one that I used to make this was the 2-inch punch. We don't actually have any of these currently. We had them as online exclusives a while ago. So if you still have your punches from previous when we used to have them, or if you have dies, you can use dies. But just in the interest of time today, I'm going to use my punch. I'm going to make a bigger one. So this one is the 2-inch. This one is 2 3/8. So it's a little bit bigger. And I'm going to make it in the same color. Actually, will I make it in the same color, or will I do it? Maybe I'll do it in the blue, because that's really pretty. So maybe we'll do it with this. These papers, by the way, are one-sided. So you can see it's white on the back. so it's easy to see. It's easy to see which side is the correct side. And I'm going to use the 2 3/8 inch punch, and I'm going to cut 8 circles. Now, the more circles you have, the more full your ornament will be. Okay, if you have less circles, it just won't be as full. So if you do, if you're wanting to do it, so actually let me just cut them all out and then I'll show you what I mean, because so there's 4, this is 5 and 6, 7 and 8. All right, so I have 8 circles. Now, if I only had 6, just say I want it to sit flat on a card or something like that, then having less might be easier to work with. It's less bulky. But if you want it to hang, you're going to want more so that you have a fuller circle. So I hope that makes some sense. How are you, Roz, all the way from Florida? Oh, sorry, Tina. Oh, okay, that's good to know. So Nicole is saying the 2-inch punch is still available online. There you go. That's this one. So I'm using the bigger size right now. Is this the only one we have left now, Nicole? Do you know? I can't remember. I haven't looked in there for a little while. I'm going to move this out of the way. All right, so what we want to do is we want to fold these in half. Now, you can either score them with your trimmer, all right, and make sure you get your cutting blade out of the way and just use your scoring blade. I remember which is which. So the darker blade is the cutting blade and the lighter blade is the scoring blade. And I remember that the lighter one doesn't cut all the way through because it only lightly scores. Okay, so that's how I kind of remember which one is which. The lighter is just scoring and the darker is a full cut. Okay, so that's how I remember which is which. But when I have to score, I make sure I move my dark one, my cutting blade, all the way to the bottom of my trimmer. If you don't have a good trimmer, I can recommend this one. It is fantastic. I really, really like it. Now, one thing we can do is we can position this here so it's midway between these two lines, and then I can score it, and that's going to make it easier to fold. Or I could just fold them in half. So I might do some this way and some the other way just to show you what I mean, how I do both. And I'm just putting this so it's equidistant between these two lines. There we go. Let's do a couple more. And here we go. Making sure it's right around the 3 centimeter mark for anyone who's wondering. And maybe another one. Like that. Okay, so there's 4 that I've scored, and you can see the score lines do make it easy. All right. Another option, though, is you can actually physically just bring up the 2 edges and then squash it down, and that's also going to score it. I'm going to use my bone folder to get a nice crisp edge, and I'll do that with all of them anyway. So there's a few things about the glass mat that I'm really liking. My favorite thing is something I didn't expect. It made me clean up my desk. Because those of you who know me and know me well know that I'm a highly messy person, very, very messy. And, you know, my number one problem is losing things right there on my desk. And you guys know this from watching me for a long time. So the glass mat is good because it kind of keeps this space free. And I like that. All right, so you can see that this now is the same size. These are identical. I have 2 there. I'm just going to fold the last few because that will do just as good as using the trimmer. But using a bone folder does mean that you get a crisp, clean fold, and it's going to sit better when you put it all together. So do use your bone folder to do this. Who's done these? Who hasn't ever done these? I think they're pretty fun and pretty easy. Like I said, good to make with the grandkids or the kids, depending on what you have. Oh, the 1.5 is still there and the 2 inch is still there. So that's the only ones, Nicole. Thank you for finding that out for us. All right, so now I've got all these. I've got 8 little half circles because they're all folded in, and you're wanting to fold the side that you want to be able to see needs to be in the middle, okay, because we're going to be putting glue on this back side. So you can use whatever glue you like. Now, if you use Tombow, okay, then you're going to want to put it on, put your next piece on, and hold it in place for a good 30 seconds to a minute to make sure it's got a good strong bond before you move on to the next place. So I'm not going to do that. In the interest of time, I'm going to use seal today, but you could also use tape. You could use whatever glue happens to be your favorite, and it doesn't need to cover the whole piece. I've got a strip down near the middle and a strip on the outside, and then I'm going to put my next one straight on top. So I'm going to line it up by eye and just make sure that those two sit together, okay, so you can see how it starts to form straight away. So let's put that there, and then one on the outside, get the next one. I find it's easier to pick it up and then line it up in your hand. I find that the easiest, but you know, it's completely up to you. You haven't seen it, Nairi? Well, there you go. This is a very easy little technique that is great to use up scraps of paper, that kind of thing. I mean, once this catalogue ends, I won't be using this paper again, so it's good for me to use it all up. And I'm just going to keep going until I've done all 8 pieces, sticking each one on top of, so we end up with like a pile of half circles. There we go. My son finished his course last week. He now is the proud owner of a diploma in sound production, and you know, he's spent the year. He loved the course. He was really happy. You know, passed everything. I'm so pleased for him because he's, you know, struggled a lot when he was at school, but this year has been such a great year for him. And he's now actively looking for work. And this morning he showed me an ad that he placed on a website dedicated to production type people, and gee, I was proud of him. It looks terrific. So I'm hoping he gets some work from that. All right, so this is the 8th one I'm putting on now. So because I'm doing a full circle, I'm wanting to use 8 of these. All right, now if I was going to put this on a flat surface, I could do that, and you can see how it looks. You know, it's still it's sort of cute if you wanted to add it to, I don't know, some sort of project with maybe, you know, you could do smaller circles and have little decorations on your trees or whatever. It's rather cool, isn't it? Yeah, well, that's right. There is a lot of jobs out there. It's just a case of him getting his foot in the door, Janine. So he's got to, you know, he's got to get the experience now. That's the thing. All right, so what we're going to be doing is putting this last one onto this one, but don't do it yet. Now, if I wanted to make this even more full, I could add a couple more, okay, and it would become more full, which actually would look rather good. I'm tempted to add, let's add 2 more. Let's do it. I've got enough paper, so this paper's lovely. It's so pretty. Whoop. Well, that was good. How did I do that? I had the cutting blade somehow fell into my punch. That was interesting. Let me grab my other piece of paper here. Whoopsie daisy. So 2 more. It's just going to make it really full. And I'm going to add those on. So you can sort of assess as you're going around to decide whether you need more or less. If it's getting too full, then you need less. If it's not full enough, you need more. So this one is going to be extra full. This is now 10 of these. So it really is going to be a full one. But before we put them all together, we do have to do something. If you're going to be hanging this, if you're wanting it to have a loop to hang on a tree or something like this one, you can see that one there. Okay, then we need to add the loop before we glue the whole thing together. So let me just show you how I did that. All right, so now, well, this is looking better. Look, it's getting really nice and full now. Okay, so now what I want to do is I start with these back pieces. Doesn't matter really which is the top and which is the bottom. I'm going to put glue all over this one here, okay, and I'm going to bring in some of my, this is the silver, the elegant trim it's called, and I'm going to put this right here near the middle on that bit of glue that I just stuck down. So now this piece is stuck down. I'm going to make a loop and I'm going to bring it back down. Okay, you can make the loop as big as you think it needs to be, and then we'll just chop that off. And then I'm going to bring the first one that doesn't have any glue on it around to that back one and glue those two together with that inside. So now this piece comes out the top and it's a loop. And we're just going to squash it all down really, really well. And you can see how this is looking. All right, so is that making sense what we've done? Just need to make sure that I haven't got any sticky bits on the outsides there. I'm just going to, it's looking good. And that's how we make our little ornament. Can you see that? Isn't that cute? All right, so we have now made a couple of ornaments. Oh, and you know what I just did? I didn't do a very good job of sticking that in. It came out. If that happens, you can pop it back in again and then push it back in. But it should hold it. This one has held really well, but that one I didn't do as well. All right, that's better this time. All right, so there we go. We have our little ornament. It looks really pretty, doesn't it? Look how nice that looks. Yes, great with the bell shape. And let's do one more because I did say to you we can do any shape. So I used that other snowflake paper and I did some Christmas trees. And now we have 8 Christmas trees and we're going to do exactly the same thing. So you can see any symmetrical shape. The bell works as well because that's symmetrical too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, that's right. All right, so same as before. Okay, I'm going to be putting this and I'm going to fold it over on itself. It's not 100% symmetrical, but it's close enough that we can do this. So we want to use our bone folder and fold that center line. And same again, we're going to do that with all of these. So let me, the most important thing is that it's at the top, it's centered. These trees are from the Merriest Trees. Now that's another set in our current annual mini catalog that is not retiring. These are carrying over. So I think we're going to shoot. That means we'll see the Merriest Trees show up in the next annual catalog. Mine are all over the place. I haven't got them on magnets. I should have them on magnets, but you can see this is the one that has the tag and then the different size trees. And I've used the second to largest one, so the one with the four layers. There's a little one. You can make a little one if you wanted to. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You can make them as big or as small as you like. Lots of fun things in this set. It's a very, very good set, but it is going to be continuing over, so you don't need to rush to get it. However, it won't be a bundle anymore. So they're going to get rid of the bundle. They won't be bundled together to get a 10% saving. They'll be available. The dies will be available separate to the stamps, but you'll still be able to get them both. No, that one's not quite right. So I need to bring that back over. So you want it to be at the top is where you really want it to be scored. You want that halfway mark to be at the very top of the tree. I'm thinking maybe for this one I would have been better off to use, in fact I might do it with my trimmer for the rest, because it's a bit tricky with your fingers. So let me bring this in and see if it's easier. So if I put that top right there on the track, that should work better. And it does. So yes, this is a much better idea for the trees. Tiny little ones, 3 on a card. Would look nice. You're right. Have I done them all? I think I have. All right, so. Oh no, one more. One more. So you notice that I do them with the right side, the side that's going to be showing. I do it with the side facing up. Not that it really matters, but I just think it's easier, and then it folds in that way. So yes, definitely use the trimmer for these. I like that the glass mat makes a nice clicky sound when you're doing stuff on it. That's a great idea. See what? Oh goodness me, you guys have got good ideas. Thank you so much. So Nicole said, if the shape is not quite symmetrical, put glue on the edges once you put it together, and then dip in glitter or gilding flakes. What a great idea. I am so glad you said that. Didn't think of that. Now, I'm going to use my Tombow this time. I could use seal again like I did before. And let's find one that actually has plenty in it. This one might be better, I think. My Tombows, goodness me, I go through them so fast it's not funny. So yeah, this is going to be a case where it's not 100% symmetrical. It's close, but not quite. The other nice thing about Tombow is if you don't line it up quite properly, you have got it, because it's a liquid glue, you have got a little bit of time to move it. So it's a bit forgiving, which is good. So these would be good for some last minute Christmas decorations, or I tell you what else they'd be really good for, putting on places at the table on Christmas Day. You could you know, put one on each person's place. I think that would look really nice on top of their serviettes. Let's take that down. It is still up, Joan. You are right. You guys keep me on my toes, I tell you. Come on, out you come. So I hope everyone's getting, it's pretty easy to do this, but I hope you're getting the idea how it works. You fold them in half, stick them all together, and then open it out to make a really fun decoration. And it's easy and a great way to use up scraps. Who's already on holidays? Anyone on holidays in this group? I've still got too much to do to say I'm on holidays. So craft along packs are going in the mail today, probably priority, just to make sure they get there over Christmas, because I need them there really by the end of this week, or if they don't get, they could arrive Wednesday next week, but by Friday would be better. All right, so I've got all my trees together. Okay, here they are. And when I open this up, It goes all the way around. Look how cute it is. That one's stuck together a little bit. And can you see how cute that's looking? Super cute. All right. So we need, you could just have it as, you know, have a few of these on different size ones, like on a mantelpiece or something like that. And they could all sit next to each other, which would look really lovely. Or of course we can do like we did before. We could put our cord in and make it into an ornament. So I'm actually going to use seal. I'm going to do it on both sides this time. I'm not going to muck around with the seal, making sure that my cord is going to stay put. All right. And then make a loop, bring it back down, and then we're going to cut it off down here. Making sure it's coming out as close to the middle as I can make it. And then we're going to bring that over and push it down so that it comes out the top. Right. And now we have our little loop at the top and our fun little Christmas tree. Once again, you could put in more Christmas trees if you want it to be more full, okay? But this is how it looks. You can see the edges don't quite line up because it's not 100% symmetrical, but what Nicole was saying is you could dip the edges in a little bit of glue. You could do it with your fingers, or you could, you know, just whack a little bit of glue on there. Tombow makes it pretty easy, and then dip it in glitter. That's a cool idea. I love that. So there we go. We have a little collection here of ornaments that have been very quick and easy to whip up and would look really great sitting on your table for Christmas Day. You like the tree? It's fun, isn't it? I really like them. I think that looks so cool. So there we go. That's our technique today. Oh no, not getting paid. That's terrible. That's not good at all. You're on holidays, Nicole. That's fantastic. Well, I'm not on holidays until I get these catalogs in the mail. Then I'm going to feel like I'm on holidays. But I need to get them done. Plus, next week I have craft along, so I'm also getting ready for that. And I need to do a little poll. I've been doing craft along videos now I do a public video that everyone can watch, and that'll be Thursday of next week. But on top of that, what I do is also some alternate tutorials for a group of projects, like another 4 projects usually. And I've been wondering, do you think people would prefer them if they were written tutorials? Like right now, I do the measurements in a document and I record videos to show people step by step what to do. However, I'm wondering if it would be better received if people got a written tutorial that was step by step. Would people prefer that? I'd love to get some feedback on that. I might even do a poll over on my VIP group. If you're in my VIP group, which is for Australian customers and team members and so forth, let me just quickly go. It's this one here. This is the group, Linda Dolke's private Stampin' VIP group. And that is just, if you're in Australia, you can join that group, and it's for customers and team members and people who purchase from me. But I'd love to know what people think generally about whether video tutorials are better or written tutorials are better. That would be great. There we go. Let me go back to the comments so I can see what you're all saying. Now, I will be live here again on Friday night. So if, and that'll be my last one before Christmas. I won't be going live on Sunday night because that's Christmas Eve. So no, none of us want to be here on Christmas Eve, do we? No. We want to be with our families doing whatever it is you want to do on Christmas Eve. So I won't be live on Sunday night. But I hope to be live next Tuesday, and I'm definitely going to be live on Friday night. So yes, possibly. That's possibly correct, Marilyn. I'm sending them out priority today in today's post, so I'm hoping they will reach people by Friday. Priority always helps. So there you go. You prefer to watch and then craft with a written tutorial. Okay, that's good to know. I like hearing what people think. Okay. All right, well, everyone, I'm going to say bye-bye for now. This is my little technique for today. I hope you enjoyed these. I will see you again on Friday night. In the meantime, don't stress. If you have Christmas shopping still to do, just take your time, relax, and it will all come together. It just always does. Merry Christmas to you all, and if I don't see you on Friday night, otherwise, I'll look forward to that. See you soon. Bye-bye.